Good morning, everyone. This is Jay. So, we have finally made the shift. We have gone over to the dark side. We are done with CVS and we've moved over to Git. Um, this is the first morning after the transition, so I'm getting bombarded with a lot of questions. Some of the questions that you guys are asking me is, how do I go about doing everything that I would need to using source tree? Source tree is one of the GUIs or the front ends that we can use with Git, and I'm going to record a few short video tutorials to go over some of the basic functionalities and some of the basic concepts using source tree. So the very first thing that you need to do as soon as when you're ready to start working on your developmental changes is to open up a git bash. This is not a git bash. Open up git bash. So if I did not already have it open, I would go over here, I would type in git, and you see that as one of the options is git bash. First command you want to type is ssh git at the name of the server is ahp0625 space info. What this command does is it tells you that the SSH connection is working. The public private key setup that we have on the Git server is working for you. So it recognizes my username. It addresses me as J Tucker. It gives me the name of the server. It tells me the name of the version of Gitolite, which is a software that we're using to manage the users and the repositories for Git. And most importantly, it gives me a listing of all the repositories that I have access to and the permissions that I have on each of those repositories. So basically you can start working on any one of these repositories that you have access to. In my case, I want to start making changes to Amesis, and the next step is to go and clone the Amesis repository. This is equivalent of running a checkout command on CVS. So in CVS, if we ever needed to start working on one of the repositories, we would have to go in and run a checkout module. In Git, we do clone a repository, and what I need to type is the path of the server, okay, at hp0625 colon and the name of the repository. And remember, this is case sensitive, so uppercase A MISYS. And one thing to note over here is this repository type. Right now it says no path or URL supplied. As soon as I hit tab, which will take me out of that field, you'll see that wheel spinning, and then eventually it'll say that it's a Git repository, or if it could not make a connection with the server, or if it could not find the repository, it would display an error message over there. If you ever see that, you can contact me and I can help you try to troubleshoot it, but it's mostly because either the repository does not exist, or you have misspelled it, or your public private key setup is incorrect or it's corrupt. So in either case, you can reach out to me and I can help you fix the issue. But as we were doing, we have cloned, or we are ready to clone the Amesis repository. The last step is to provide a destination path. So I've set up a folder named repositories over here, under which I'm saving all of my repositories. So I'm happy with the path that it's pre-populated with. If you need to, you can edit that path, and I'm going to say clone. And since this is the Amesis repository, it's slightly big. It's gonna take a couple of minutes for it to copy over all the files from the server onto my machine. But that's it. That's all you need to do to clone a repository. Alright, so my repository is cloned. and I can look at the log and the history, and right now there's only one version of the repository, which is the initial commit. So that is it for the cloning video tutorial. I'll be uploading more tutorials on how to create branches, how to make updates, um, labeling, tagging, and if you guys have any suggestions or any questions for any other topics that you want me to cover, please send me an email, call me, and I'll be more than happy to go over it.